Hey guys, this is Damian Kurowski here from overundertalk.com. Just here to bring a quick video for this lineup that we've made. We made it on a live stream for which we had some pretty awful audio problems. Kicked in a bit into the stream, so we're here to remedy it by going over our lineup really fast. I'm here with Jake Nichols, aka Tachyon. Yeah, that's
hey guys.
That's a big enough greeting from old mate over here.
Yeah.
And to my right is Trent Arnold, aka Trent Arnold NBA. How you doing, Trent?
Yeah, I'm good. Let's go, boys.
Yeah, let's remedy our mistakes. All right, so we've put together a lineup that we are incredibly happy with. It looks incredibly strong. No shortcomings at all. Even looking at it, it's probably goes both ways as a double up and tournament lineup. I mean, there's a lot of versatility there, but a very high floor, but a huge ceiling.
Looks good.
So we'll just start with the point guard position, where we've kind of built our team around some incredible value picks. Do you want to start us off with Emmanuel Mudiay, Trent?
Yeah, I do. Like we said before, Emmanuel Mudiay playing some really good basketball at the moment. He's moved in the starting lineup, obviously, since he's come back from injury, and he's pretty much been really consistent lately. He's only priced at 4,800. Last 5 games, 23.2, 24.8, 27.1, 28.6, 28.8. You could definitely argue that he's underpriced, and the matchup against Atlanta is not too bad a matchup. I mean, Damian's just looking it up now. What is it in? Is it in the top 10 at least?
Not recently, but they're kind of neutral. I mean, you don't go after this matchup, but it could be worse. Over the last 5, they're around 14th.
But considering the fact that Mudiay is 4,800 and in his last 4 or 5 matchups he's put over 25 points, which means that he basically seems to be a lock to put up 5 times value, which is exactly what you want from a guy in his kind of price range. So he's a guy that we really want in our lineup because he's going to be solid and his usage rate is pretty high at the Nuggets and gets plenty of the ball, and any point guard that gets plenty of the ball and gets plenty of minutes is going to put up stats. So he's a guy that we want to play.
No, and especially so in a slate of NBA where there's not a lot of value at the point guard position. We covered the whole position as a team, and we didn't find a whole lot outside of the remaining Elfrid Payton, who's in our lineup, and another bloke by the name of Tyler Johnson, which we'll discuss a bit later. But we're going to jump on to Elfrid Payton right now, the Magic starting point guard, and to the guy's surprise, and to many other money ballers, I might say surprise, Elfrid Payton salary reduced by $600, even after the kind of form that he's been in, right?
Ridiculous.
So, yeah, he put up a 34.8 in his last game.
And a 44.2 before that as well.
Crazy. He returned over 11 times value in that game from his salary, right? And now his price has gone down. Now, I'm not sure if the guys at Moneyball have some knowledge that we don't. I doubt it, because
He's about to go down with a gruesome injury. That's going to be...
it's a trap. Yeah. It's a trap. But no, not at all. I reckon, and we're probably all going to agree on this, that he is the best player at point guard for tomorrow.
I think he's almost the best player at any position, but yeah, certainly at point guard. The matchup against the Grizzlies is a pretty neutral one, kind of even a little bit on the lower side of neutral. But for someone at his price, it's not even so much about their stinginess or otherwise. It's more the price tag, and his performance and role in that team is just too big, and the price tag is too low. So I think with a high floor and a pretty reasonable ceiling, Elfrid Payton has to basically be the player today. And you can expect to see him in a very large number of teams tomorrow. Like, if you look at a double up, I wouldn't be surprised by north of 60, pushing 70.
Yeah, I was thinking 60 was what comes to mind.
Yeah, so he could be seen as a fade if you wanted to not put him in your own team, but I would not recommend that, and I would actually recommend against fading him. Any doubts about that?
No, I completely agree. I told you the idea of whether he could be a fade in the tournament because of his high ownership levels, but I think we're all going to agree once again that that's not a good idea.
No,
at his salary, he's going to return great value, and he should be one of the first guys in your team tomorrow.
Pretty spot on.
For me, Payton and Mudiay are the same. Both underpriced, both not a good matchup, but because of their salary, you've got to lock them in, and they've both got the same hair too, so basically the same person. We've got to lock them both in.
All right then. On to another dude with pretty sick hair in the shooting guard position, James Harden. What are we thinking on him tomorrow?
Yeah, well, that hair's on his face.
Yeah.
More so on his head.
James Harden is one of the two elites in our team that are. It's like a crime, their price right now. They are so underpriced. James Harden and Anthony Davis shouldn't be under 10k ever. These are superstars.
And they are. Why are they?
Why are
There's
they?
got to be a reason. Let's
There's gotta be a reason.
find it.
Doesn't
Not only
make
are
a lot of
these
sense.
NBA superstars, James Harden nearly won the MVP, was a Players MVP last season. Of course, let's not get into that.
On the NBA
Let's
team.
talk about fantasy. James Harden's form without Dwight Howard recently has been outstanding. He's gone for triple-double. He's gone off games where, let's have a look on the screen right now, 58, a 50, and a 70.4 in his last 3 games.
Let's just bounce back though real quick to why they're underpriced. It's got to be these 3 here, right?
There's a few bad games
So
there, but
do we disregard that? I think yes, absolutely.
We do disregard that because of the situation with Dwight Howard being out,
Yeah.
and Howard has stepped up in the team. They've been trying to get Howard involved more in the team lately, and it was working quite well.
Harden-
Dwight's really stepped it up.
Harden
but-
took a backseat just
Yep.
to get Dwight involved.
I like
That's
that
what happened
idea.
there.
And that's what superstars have to do sometimes.
I agree.
So it's not all about Harden, as he's starting to realise, and it's great to see that from a young player. And why not take a back seat to Dwight, get him involved in the play. Trent, you mentioned before James Harden's rebounding.
Yeah, well, since Howard's been gone, James Harden's put up 2 triple-doubles, and it's been on the back of it, 37 rebounds in 3 games. And we spoke about the fact that Ariza is running at the power forward, and then Corey Brewer's playing at small forward, and it's a pretty small lineup that they're running there. And James Harden, the shooting guard, has to grab a lot of rebounds, and it's really helping him because he's not only getting these rebounds on the defensive end of the ball, he's also the one with the ball, and he can start the fast break opportunities, which is getting him assists as well. So it's really bumping up all his stats, and it actually suits him. So it's really good for his fantasy production.
All right. So with that being the case, is there any chance you don't play James tomorrow?
I play James 100%.
I played James in both double-ups and tournaments tomorrow.
Yeah, I think you're.
It's a good
spot-
matchup.
Yep, good matchup, good price, great performance. I think you'll lock him in. And our other shooting guard for the day is Avery Bradley of the Boston Celtics. Thoughts on that one? Nice little 5-1 price tag for you there, Jay.
Yeah, I like Avery Bradley. I seem to write about him every single week for the Thursday Monster write-up because he's so underpriced right now. This is a guy that can score in the high 30s. That's where his upside is. He's had games of 38 and 37 around that mark. And I believe that's where his actually consistency should be at once he returns to full health, and he's starting to do that now. And that will be the low 30s. So I'm expecting 30 to 31 points from Avery Bradley a game in the future. We should see that soon as he's starting to get right back into form.
He's always above 20, so...
Of course, and
Good-
at that
good
price, 5,100, a guy who is returning pretty consistent results and running a pretty vital position for the Celtics right now, who are a very decent team, is definitely worth a look. And you agree with that, Trent?
Oh, I 100% agree with you. I like Avery Bradley. I had him in my lineup before we came, but I think Damian might disagree. We did have this in the last
I did. I'm a big fan of Rodney Hood tomorrow, who is priced 100 cheaper, and I'm just a fan of how many shots he's taking, how many minutes he's playing. He's been rebounding really well of late. But I don't have a problem with Avery Bradley. I just personally will be playing Hood. And one thing about Avery Bradley is the matchup with the Washington Wizards. It's got a pretty nice over-under on the total points of 212. So it's not a bad game to have some exposure to, and Avery Bradley could be that guy.
Yeah, it's going to be a very close game with lots of scoring. I think the guards in that are going to go off, Avery Bradley in particular. Just before we leave that, I reckon Avery Bradley is the double-up play, and Rodney Hood could be the tournament play, the shooting guard position, if you're looking to mix and match a little bit there and gain some different exposure.
I don't disagree with that at all. All right, on to small forwards, and a player from, without a doubt, the most interesting and exciting game of the day tomorrow. Golden State are hosting San Antonio Spurs. It'll be an absolutely ripper game, and as per usual, you don't really want to play anyone against the Spurs, but you could be excused maybe playing Steph Curry. But one player for the Spurs against the Warriors that is absolutely worth a look, and one of the best small forward plays of the day is Kawhi Leonard. So does anyone want to jump in as to why that is?
It doesn't really stand out. There's nothing in particular about it. It's just more so that his price has reduced over recent times, just because he's taken, I think you mentioned earlier, Damo, just taking a backseat in the fourth quarter as the Spurs are blowing out teams.
Yep.
We never saw that before from Kawhi, especially last season, but now Popovich is starting to rest him a little bit. This is a game that the Spurs are going to come in and they're going to give it absolutely everything, and most teams do against the Warriors, so expect Kawhi and most of the other guys from the Spurs to really jump out and have a ripper game.
Yep, I think that's about spot on. He's just such a consistent player that gets benched because they blow teams out, and tomorrow no one's getting blown out. Tomorrow it's going to be an excellent match.
Yeah, we did talk about this before, and I think it applies to almost everyone that starts for these two teams, because these two teams are the best teams in the league and they've got huge net ratings. They're both plus 10, which means that not a lot of these guys play a lot of fourth quarter minutes. I mean, even Steph Curry, the MVP of the league right now, is only playing 33 minutes, and it's ridiculous how many points he's putting up in such a small amount of minutes. And in a game tomorrow where guys like Steph Curry and guys like Klay Thompson and guys like Draymond Green are going to have to play lots of minutes, I think that their fantasy production might actually bump up a little bit, just for the fact that they're going to be playing 38 to 40 minutes compared to the 33 that they're averaging on the season. And that exactly is what applies to Kawhi, because he's now going to be playing lots of minutes. He's going to have a bigger role because they really are going to need him to step up, and I think he is going to step up, so I think he's a great player at his price.
Yeah, I think that's a great point of view there too, because at first glance I thought that the Warriors, who are playing the Spurs, who are obviously a very slow team, would take a bump to their projections or final fantasy output tomorrow, but I never actually considered that they were playing a lot more minutes, obviously in a closer game. So it makes total sense to look at those guys, especially in an all-star game like this, with two of the best teams in the West going at it.
Yeah, I think you're pretty much spot on there. I don't think there's any fault in playing someone just because it has been low scoring when it will be high scoring, if that makes sense, yeah. Alright, so at the other small forward position, we are looking at extreme value. We're going as cheap as you can go at 3,500. It's in the New Orleans Pelicans versus Houston Rockets game, and it's Alonzo G. He's been in some pretty good form recently. He's topped 20 points in his last two, and he's got the starting gig with Dante Cunningham injured and Eric Gordon on the sidelines. Means Tyreek Evans will be spending more time at the 2 rather than the 3, which opens it up for Alonzo G. And as far as matchup goes, it does not get better. I mean, it does. There's the Lakers, but over the last 5, Houston Rockets have been second worst in the league.
Thanks, Corey Brewer.
Yeah, Corey Brewer, Trent's favourite player, and so look,
Clear that up first. I don't want that to stick around.
Yeah, no. Least favourite player. So the matchup is there. The price tag is there. If you're looking for the cheapie, that's absolutely the guy at small forward. Anything to say?
No, I completely agree. We did do a mock team build earlier, and we had a Reezer in at the small forward spot. We were a little bit short on salary, so we downgraded to Alonzo G. Now, this is a guy that we talked about heavily before we even started our lineups today. We're a big fan. Guys in the minimum price on Moneyball, and they're getting 35 minutes a game. It's ridiculous. They need to be locked into your team, even if they don't average a fantasy point a minute, which not many players can. They're still going to get around 25 points like Alonzo G did in his last game, and that's ridiculous value from that minimum salary. And as you can see, we've got another minimum price player in our lineup, Willie Cauley-Stein, that we'll get to later on, which has allowed us to spend up big and have 3 elites in our team today, which is absolutely outstanding.
Yep.
I think the thing is, usually it comes down to, like, we had 8 guys that we really liked, and usually in that 9 spot you have to kind of throw someone in there just for the sake of it because you need to match the price. But with Alonzo G, it actually really works really well. Like you mentioned, playing 35 minutes in his last 2 games, he's put up 23.3 points and 25.7 points. And when you've got 8 players that you really like, I mean, you can't argue with a guy that's putting up those numbers for his salary range. So I think we've really lucked into a good pick there in that position. So I think that's perfect for our lineup.
Yeah, it certainly did work out well. And as Tachyon said before, it did open up for us to get in the elite players. And we have played 2 of them at the power forward position tomorrow. First one up is in the Charlotte at Sacramento game, and it's DeMarcus Cousins. Now I'm going to let Trent talk about this one because this one actually is his favourite player, or so I would say.
Yeah,
Am I correct? Yeah.
It's definitely 1A and 1B for Harden and Boogie for me, so huge fan. Like I said before, when we had the audio issues, DeMarcus Cousins should be the Western Conference Player of the Month. He's been the best player in basketball. The Kings are 8-3. They're on a 5-game win streak, and DeMarcus Cousins is leading the league in points, rebounds, field goals attempted, and field goals made in January. He's putting up 32.5 points, 14 rebounds, almost 2 steals, and he's shooting 50% from the field and 47.5% from 3. So the numbers back this guy up, and he's putting up 50, 60, late 60-point games in fantasy. So at the moment, if DeMarcus Cousins is playing, you are playing him as well.
It's pretty much the truth. And if you're going to write an article or look for an opinion on whether or not you should play DeMarcus Cousins, just look to see if the Kings are playing.
Yeah.
That's the way it is these days. He's pumping out massive scores, and at that salary, you don't need to return 5 times value, really. You just need to return close to be very valuable, especially with the consistency that he's provided lately. He's provided 2 games over 5.6 value in his last 3, which is crazy from a guy priced at 11,000 or more. So get around DeMarcus, get around the boogeyman. It's all happening right now, and it's allowed us also to get into another elite power forward.
Yeah, and with Cousins, while the matchup it's not good, it's not bad, it's kind of neutral. DeMarcus is the kind of matchup-proof player you want in your team a couple of times anyway. And speaking of, the next player, our next elite, used to be matchup-proof. He's had a few hurdles here and there this season. But at his current price, because he's fallen, it's absolutely worth a look to get Anthony Davis into your team against the Houston Rockets tomorrow. So do you want to give us a little bit of info here, Trent?
Yeah, well, the thing that we know that troubled him early was consistency. But if you look at his last 4 or 5 games, that's something that's been actually a key to his game lately. And this is why we're considering back in the lineup, because he's actually been scoring in the 40s every single game, and now that he's slipped under 10k, you've got to lock Anthony Davis in, I think, that price, especially against the Houston Rockets, who are the worst team at defending the power forward position. So Anthony Davis in a good matchup, under 10k, I don't think you can look past that at the moment.
You really can't. The Rockets are playing small ball, as you mentioned earlier, with the Ariza at the 4. Could work wonders for Davis tomorrow. I'm expecting massive things. The Rockets, Damian mentioned earlier, they give up points in all kinds of ways.
Yep.
Kinds of ways, and Davis does it however you like. So,
yeah.
Trent mentioned earlier as well that Terrence Jones loves getting blocked. Anthony Davis is playing the Rockets. Terrence Jones plays for the Rockets.
Yeah.
Lock Anthony Davis in your team.
There's another thing also with the Rockets, with Dwight Howard out. They lack size. Clint Capella's skinny. Terrence Jones is small at the power forward. You've got Josh Smith who will play 4 and 5, and he's undersized as well. So Anthony Davis should have a big day on the glass, and he should really dominate inside with his size and his strength. And he's going to be the biggest man on the floor, which doesn't always happen in the NBA, but Davis should really take advantage of that tomorrow.
Yeah, I think next to Elfrid Payton, he was one of the first players I put into my lineup, and he's probably the last player I'll take out. So
you can almost call tomorrow the headline feature name Davis's Day Out.
Oh my god!
You probably could.
I mean, you probably wouldn't.
Oh,
But you probably could.
All right, well, I'll get back to you tomorrow night when I write a little piece about Davis's Day Out.
All right then. Well, now that we've covered him and just exactly how big a day out he will have, let's jump into our centre. And we've gone for another min pricer here. But for a min pricer, he's probably going to be the best min pricer you play all year. It's Willie Cauley-Stein for the Sacramento Kings going up against the Charlotte Hornets tomorrow. He's been on an absolute roll. And Trent, this is your area of specialty, the Sacramento Kings writer for Hoops Habit. Jump in and give us some news.
Yeah, so I was working on a piece about Willie Cauley-Stein and how well the Kings have been playing in January. And the last 3 games, Willie Cauley-Stein's been averaging 30 minutes. And in those games, the Kings have the best defensive rating in the league. The defensive rating is 91.4, which is better than even the San Antonio Spurs and any elite team. And it's because of Willie Cauley-Stein. He's such a good defender. And with him in the lineup, they're a much better defensive team, which is why he's playing 30 minutes per game. And as long as he's playing 30 minutes per game, he's going to put up stats. And we've seen that in the fact that he's put up double-digit rebounds in the last 3 games and as long as he continues to play defense, which he will, and as long as he continues to play big minutes, he's going to put up big stats. So his price is going up soon, so take advantage while you can.
And you're exactly right. He's not going to be an offensive powerhouse, but he's been pulling down boards, and the Charlotte Hornets have given up a lot of boards on the season, so he's going to be picking up a few fantasy points there, which is always good when you can count on that from a more defensively minded player. Got any thoughts there, Jacob?
No super thoughts. More so that the matchup isn't great, obviously. It's nothing special. We're just playing the salary here. There's so much value at Willie Cauley-Stein.
Yeah.
Look at that bloke. He is a scary looking bloke. I want him in my team tomorrow, no matter what. You can't play any other centre, I think.
Yeah, he's averaging over 30 Moneyball points in the last 3 games, and at 3,500, he's almost going to go 10 times value, and that's ridiculous. So,
Jeez,
lock
10
him.
times.
10 times.
35?
That's the bold call.
So I was about to ask a question.
Almost.
What price would you play Willie Cauley-Stein up to tomorrow? If would you play him at 6k? Because I don't think so.
Probably
5k.
Probably 5.5.
Yeah.
But
5k.
yeah.
So we're getting a guy that we would play happily in our teams at 5k, and we'd probably be talking about him right now.
Yeah.
We've got him for 3,500.
He's going to get 25 to 30, I think, and you can almost lock that in, I think. So
all I say is good luck to the people that aren't playing Willie Cauley-Stein tomorrow.
Yeah, same goes for Alfred Payton.
Same
If
goes
you
for a lot of
fade
these
guys
guys, I
like
think.
this, yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, obviously it'll allow them to go up elite at other positions, but can you really beat the elite players in this team right here?
I do hope not.
You can't pick the elite when the elite players go off. It's hard to do, but all we can look at right now are the guys that are slightly underpriced and in reasonable matchups, and that's what we've done.
The thing is, with you say you can't pick when the elite players are going to go off. Surely, if one of them's playing the worst defense in the league at his position, it's a pretty safe bet.
That is what matchups.
And that's
I got grilled just a second ago for saying Davis's day out, so I'm trying to.
Yeah, that's because it was just a bad name.
That was a bad.
Alright.
Yeah,
I'll
I
stick
think.
to myself, that's alright.
Yeah, so that's our lineup for tomorrow. We put a fair bit of effort into it, but also at the same time, it seemed like it kind of came relatively easy. I mean, yeah, there are some big plays, there are some small plays, but they're all value plays. I think even our 9,000 salary players are value plays tomorrow, just based on matchup and recent form. So based on that, I don't think you can really go wrong with a lineup like this. I mean, obviously there are alternatives, but I think you would be hard pressed to beat this bad boy we've put together right here.
It's pretty much the chalk lineup for tomorrow.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty.
So chalky.
Yeah.
And nothing wrong with that, right?
No, not at all.
Just before we head off and all that kind of stuff, I do want to point out tomorrow, if you want to differentiate. Oh wow.
Nice.
Sorry.
Nice.
Yeah.
Differentiate.
Sorry.
There we go.
From the chalk.
Pronunciation.
So what we're gonna do is open up an over-under NBA tournament or contest on Moneyball. It's going to be $2 entry. It's going to be 20 men or 20 spots available. We're all going to enter for $2 each. Have a go.
I won't play this lineup.
You promise?
I promise.
It's cheating, man.
I promise I won't play this lineup.
No, you can't play this lineup. It's going to be a tournament. You have to sort of... I'm not going to say
Separate.
it. So I'm going to bad.
Separate.
Now I've just
Separate.
lost all my confidence on the camera. Yeah, we're going to separate ourselves from the pack. Go contrarian. That's all I'm going to say there.
Yep. Alright, so that's our lineup for the day. We hope you've found it informative. You've got some picks. Lastly, you can follow all of us on Twitter as well as the overundertalk.com Twitter. That one is overundertalk, following all the Twitter BS. You've got myself, Damian Kurowski, right up there. Tachyon to my left, your right. And Trent Arnold NBA to my right, your left. So give us all a follow. Any questions about lineups or anything, we love helping out. We love giving info, all that kind of jazz. So for sure, just send us a tweet. We'll help you out any way we can.
Yeah, for sure. So tune into our next live stream. We're going to fix up the audio issues next time, so you can tune in, tweet us a question, and we'll answer that. We get plenty of questions every day, so we want to help out our fans and engage with the community.
Yeah, we get enjoyment out of it, and we like helping you to succeed in getting your enjoyment out of it. So yeah,
and some money.
Yeah. So also give us a follow and a subscribe on YouTube, and we'll hopefully catch you for our next live stream. Until then, we hope you have a lot of success with your Moneyball lineups. I'm Damian Kurowski.
I'm Jake Nichols, and a quick shout out to the highest owner of the highest Moneyball score ever, Trent Arnold.
381, fellas. Good luck.
It was a good day. It was a good day.
Yeah.
Hopefully we challenge that tomorrow.
Yeah.
I feel confident, but maybe not for 381, but for 350, I'm liking it.
Yeah. So until next time, until the next live stream, good luck with all your lineups, and we hope you pick up some money.